Good morning, friends. I don't know if anybody's here. I know Daz was talking about hanging out until I came on live. This is going to be a really short live this morning. I've got just a few things to go over with everybody. First of all, how is everybody this morning? I hope everybody is doing well. Obviously, I am very well prepared for today. I didn't even jump in the shower this morning because I've been busy around the farm here this morning trying to get ready for this big storm that's supposed to be coming. So now we have had many storms here on the farm before, and usually I ride them out very well. They don't make me nervous. I enjoy watching the weather. I was sharing in some of my earlier chats with some friends on Instagram that my daughter-in-law, my sister, and we actually went to a National Weather Service training so that we're trained spotters, so we know what to look for. We're not storm chasers, but we are storm spotters. So we can kind of keep an eye on things. And usually that gives you a sense of security, knowing what things are looking like. You know what to look for in rotation, all these other things. And usually I ride the storms out very well. They don't bother me. This one, though, it hasn't even arrived yet, but I'm a little leery. And I don't know if it's because meteorologists and those who are looking at the weather models are a little, shall we say, cautious because of everything that happened in those 4 states with those tornadoes a few days ago. Are they being just a little bit, I don't want to use the word paranoid, but we are hearing that what's going to be happening here in Iowa is another historical event. It is a weather breaker. It's a model breaker, all these things that these words are being thrown around. So I'm trying to do what I can to get prepared here on the farm. This is the first time since we've lived here that I have heard my radio going off nonstop yesterday, probably every 20 minutes. You know, where they break into the middle of a song and you hear the chime for the National Weather Service that there's some kind of an alert, there's something happening. Usually that happens when the storm is here or there's something going on. This time we're hearing it 24 hours in advance. Every 20 minutes, that radio was going off yesterday that we are going to be under this very strong wind advisory. There's going to be issues and we need to prepare. So I've never heard that before in the 8 years that I've lived here, ever. Have they ever done that? Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Laura and Tiny Tim. Good morning, Danny. It's been a long while. Good morning, everybody. I'm glad you popped in. Like I said, this is going to be a really short one because I'm prepping today. So all of these reports have been coming in over the radio, and it's like every time it goes off, it's like, is there something happening? And there's not something happening. They're forecasting way out in advance for us to be prepared. So one of the big things was to not be in an upper level of your home, which is where I've moved all of my equipment to use my craft room to do all of my lives and my videos and such. I've brought my computer back downstairs. Won't be upstairs. I was up there getting this computer and you could hear the walls creaking already, and the storm hasn't even gotten here. Before the sun came up this morning, it was already like 54 degrees on December 15th. It's very warm out there. It's very dry. Everything is sticking to me like static electricity sticking, which is very weird. Yet all of the sidewalks and the porch are wet. It's really strange. 54 degrees, yet there's frost all over the vehicles. Very strange. And the trees this morning, as the sun was coming up, we could already see the trees already blowing. And here on the farm, it really doesn't seem or feel that bad. Nothing more out of the ordinary than a wind coming through. But we have a grove to the north and the west of us, and it protects us from a lot. When I stepped outside, you can hear it's roaring outside. We're being protected quite a bit by this grove, but you can hear the wind roaring and everything's already kind of coming to a head out there. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Marlene. Look, I've got glasses on my head and on my face because I'm going to be prepared with 2 sets of reading glasses in case something happens today. You never know. I know you've been busy, Danny. I'm glad to see you. Michael over at the Green Acres expecting some of the same conditions, but the wind won't hit us yet. It's supposed to be later tonight. Now, according to the recent weather models I've watched, we're not really expecting the heart of it until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And we will have 12 hours of possible hail, or not hail, hurricane force winds. possible hail for, why do I want to keep saying hail? Possible hurricane force winds here at the farm. Iowa, if you look at any of the weather models, like Iowa, the whole state of Iowa is just right in the bullseye for all of this weirdness that's going on right now. Really strange temps, really strange thunderstorms coming, these really high possible hurricane winds. It's just really strange for December. So I'm dressed. I'd rather wait out a storm in my jammies, you know, watching the weather, but I'm dressed just in case. When I get done here, I am filling up my bathtub full of water. Since Jim left for work this morning, I got my grab and go emergency bag from the side of the bed, and I put it on the foot of the bed. I brought it here to show you what I have in it. His emergency bag is on the foot of the bed. So in case I'm here by myself and something happens before he comes home, I can grab both bags and run to the basement. And that's because we have different things in our bags. He has some of the more manly stuff and that I don't have in my bag because it has limited room in there. Good morning, Backlash. We made Mother Nature bad. Hello, Hooga. By abusing her earth. When mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. It's true. It's really, really strange, these recent weather things that are historic. We did not have internet we had off and on internet after the last storm system went through and did all the damage to Kentucky. And we were getting reports from other people saying, okay, this is happening. And then if I had a little bit of internet, we could watch a channel that I highly recommend. It's called Ryan Hall, y'all. And he is a trained meteorologist, and he is usually very spot on. And he does what he can through social media to warn people about these storms coming. And I've watched his recent models on this storm, and he's like, I've never seen anything like it. Just like he said the same thing on Friday when those storms went through Kentucky and everything. He goes, I've never seen anything like this. This is historical. And he said that about what's gearing up for this area today. He's like, I've never seen a weather pattern like this before. It's just weird. So 80s and Saturday in Eastern North Carolina, right? Isn't that crazy, Backlash? Good morning, Living Row Life. Carla, how are you? So I've got my coffee. Like I said, I won't be on here long. I've moved my stuff from the upstairs downstairs. I brought some crochet so I could sit here and crochet. I've got my blackout box at the ready because already I belong to a group on Facebook, and it's basically called Iowa Preppers, and they are preparing us for any type of scenario where we need to be aware of what's going on. And of course, one of those living here where we get tornadoes is what's the word I want? Not acclimate weather, nasty weather. And they're already saying, guys, fill up your tubs, get ready for no power, because we're expecting power lines to break. Friday we had, while everybody else was dealing with tornadoes, we had an ice storm here, and everything was covered in ice. And all of our power lines, the bolts that hold the cross members up, all of our utilities are above ground. These power lines that run along the road, the bolts snapped because of the weight on the lines, and the lines were galloping. They call it galloping. The lines were just doing this, and it snapped the power lines. They also snapped at the ground and just fell over. So, and that was just ice. I don't know what's going to happen today. So I've got my blackout box at the ready. I've got a video on that if you're interested in seeing that, what all I put in my blackout box to be prepared for going long periods of time without power. We do have a generator. But just on the off chance, I have this really great blackout box already. It's got my weather radio and all kinds of neat things to keep us going. Yeah, ice storms are something. They really, really are. So, but I have my little grab and go bag, and I had kind of updated the title of the video I did on this grab and go bag to add the word tornado, because anybody searching the Kansas tornadoes, I'm hoping they will see it, not because I want the watch hours, but because I want people to see what to put in a bedside grab and go bag. And if you don't have one, you need one. If you live anywhere where there's any kind of weather conditions, we had one when we were in California for earthquakes. Now we've got one here because we expect tornadoes. But we don't expect them in December. So this is my bag. This is what I keep right at the very head of my bed, on the floor in between the bed and the nightstand. If we are woken up in the middle of the night and we're in immediate danger, I can just grab this and run to the basement. Now, some people say you don't really need all this. All you have to do is make sure you have some good shoes by the side of your bed. I've had things hit so fast, you don't have time to put your shoes on. I mean, I've had times where I've had to shove my granddaughter down the stairs and she's saying, what about the dogs? I'm like, you've got to get in the basement. We don't have time to even get the dogs. So you don't have time to wake up, acclimate yourself, and then put your shoes on so you can run down the basement. You've got to grab and go. So I got this bag, and this is actually something that I really got on Michael, because when they went down in their basement, when they were under a severe storm watch, he didn't have any shoes on. I was like, Michael, you have to have shoes on. So this is my grab and go bag. I got this bag on Amazon. It's just a really nice poly bag, very reinforced with a zipper closure. And really quick, I'm going to show you all you need in your grab and go bag. And actually, this is a good time for me to check. See, look, the batteries work. This is my headlamp. Put a headlamp on. It's a strobe light in case I need help. But if we lose all of our power and I have to run down the basement in the middle of the night, I can find my way down the stairs. But once I get there, what do you do if there's no power? A headlamp is a good thing to have. You can wear it on your head, leaves your hands free, so you can dig around and do what you got to do in the dark. The most important thing I have in here is I have brand new shoes, and I have these pulley shoestrings, because what if I hurt myself? What if I'm injured? Shush it up. If I'm injured and can't tie my shoes so that they're securely on my feet to keep me from getting injured, all I have to do is with one hand pull each side, and these can tighten up. So I've got a good pair of very thick soled shoes, something that's going to give me protection, because if we do have a catastrophe hit here, I'm able to get out from the basement when help arrives, and I'm not stepping on broken glass, nails, splintered wood, all these terrible things that we've seen in Kentucky. I've got shoes. And I see so many people in Kentucky didn't have basements, and that's really a worry to me. But I think everybody needs to have a bag like this to grab if you're in a situation like this. I have this fluorescent strobe light. It is another light source. It also has a flasher on it, so I can set it to strobe for help if I need it. It has a whistle at the end, so I can blow SOS. I think it was only like $2 at Walmart. This is a really great thing to have in a grab and go bag for an emergency. I have to make sure it all goes back in my bag when I'm done. I'm not ignoring you in the chat. I have the shoelaces that came out of the shoes, the original ones. They're tucked in here too. You can use these for all kinds of things, whether it be, who knows what the situation is going to be that you're going to need an extra pair of shoelaces. I mean, even if you have to use it for a tourniquet, there are so many things. Flushable wipes. How long am I going to be down there? I don't know. If you're down there and you've got debris and crap all over you, you can at least wash your face off. This item here is because I planned for tornadoes to come in the summertime, and if it's sweltering hot down there, I have one of these pads that you can get wet, these cloths. Get wet, wipe your face, put it around your neck. It'll keep you cool. I also have a bottle of water to not only wet that, but to drink, to stay hydrated in case you're trapped down there for a long period of time. And in instances like today, where it's going to be really hot, but then we've got a cold front coming in after it, it's going to be really cold. If I'm down in the basement and this house is collapsed and I don't have anything to keep warm, I at least have a Mylar blanket. So that's what's in my kit. My shoes, things to keep clean, hydrated, a light source, an emergency source to signal for help. And what Papa Jim's has is he has the heavy duty leather work gloves. So if we're down there and the house collapses, he is able to grab the boards, move them to see if we can have access to get out of the house. Also down there is a crowbar in a set location, so that if things are really gnarly, he's at least got the crowbar so he can, pry some bars or pry some pieces of wood out of the way, whatever he needs to move out of the way. And then he's got the gloves. And of course, he has everything that I have in my bag as well. So the bags are at the ready. And I'm really hoping that nothing comes of this storm. As you can see with the light coming in right now, it's sunshiny, but I can hear the wind just howling out there. And the trees this morning were blowing from the east. Now they're blowing from the west, and they're bending and moving. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Andale. So if you live in an area, and you might not live in an area where you get inclement weather. Inclement, is that the word I was looking for earlier? But with the way things are going, you might end up being in something like that. We've had earthquakes in strange locations. Now we've got these really weird weather patterns. It just is a good idea to have a grab and go bag by the side of your bed because you never know what's going to happen. It doesn't even have to be weather. What if you wake up in the middle of the night and your house is on fire? Grab that grab and go bag. You've got shoes, you've got things. And we know that there are some homesteaders lately that have had fires. If they hit at nighttime, you're running out with just the clothes on your back. At least you can grab this. You've got some things that you need, and you've got your shoes, and you're good to go. And yeah, I'm careful. I'm not paranoid, but I feel different about this one. I hope that's not prophetic. But just the fact that everybody's being so anxious about it and putting so many warnings out, I think I need to heed those warnings. So, like I said, I'm going to be hunkered down here in the living room, kind of keeping an eye on the weather. This window here to the south is the best window that I have for kind of keeping an eye on what's coming at me from the west. But this pattern is supposed to come from the west northwest, and I've got the grove of trees. So I'm pretty much sitting here blind. Where I live, I cannot hear the sirens from any of the local towns. So I have to rely on people calling me, saying, hey, this is coming your way. Or I don't even know if we'll have phone service. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be filling the bathtub up with water just in case. And then making sure when I go in the basement that I'm not directly below the full bathtub. Always thinking. Oh, good. See what's going on. And I don't, I appreciate the prayers and the concern, and I'm really trying to play this down, but I do appreciate them. And like I said, I'm hoping it'll just blow over and it won't be that bad, but I've never felt this sense of urgency from local people. So I'm very thankful that we've got plenty of food. We've got plenty of water stored, but I'm still filling up the tub just in case. We do have the generator. Papa Jim's at work today, and it's going to be full force. Hopefully, if it gets really bad, he'll come home early. He drove a low-profile vehicle to work today. And so we're just hanging out, and we will see where this goes. And after that, then maybe next week we'll have snow. I don't know. After what happened in Kentucky, I feel the same way. Always listen to your gut, right? Yes. Listening to my gut. As my one son says, there is a fine line between preparedness and paranoia. And I'm going to be on the line of preparedness. And we've been doing that. Well, like I said, we lived in earthquake country. And if you've ever been in a big earthquake, there is no warning. And I have several friends in California. They say, oh, I don't like that you live where there's so many tornadoes and all these storms. And I think when we moved here, it was 2013. We had a storm blow through, and there were no less than 6 tornadoes that you could visually see as you stood in the middle of this storm. 6 tornadoes. And it wiped out businesses in the town where my husband lives. Like, they were just gone, completely gone. And I was hunkered down in the basement, and my landlord just ran into the house and ran down the basements, and he stuck his hand out and he said, let's go. And I was like, I feel safer in my basement here in this little house. He goes, I've got a better basement. Let's go. And my son had called him and said, you got to go get my mom. And so we ran up the stairs and got in his truck. And because he said there was one coming over the ridge into town. And when we got the truck and he backed out, he goes, where did it go? It had gone. That tornado wasn't there anymore. It had just sucked right back up. And so then instead of going to his place and running into his basement, we drove around and watched all the tornadoes. We literally drove around. It was like, there's a tornado. There's a tornado. I called my sister. I said, tell your kid to get in the basement right now. There's one heading towards your farm. And so we just drove around for like 2 hours. And we actually stopped at this one building that was owned by his brother. And like, we were watching tornadoes to the east of us. And I got this really creepy feeling. It's like, we've got this big building behind us. We don't even know if there's a tornado coming at us from the west. We can't see. So we got out of there. And like I said, 6 tornadoes that day. And they were just everywhere. So I am the person that you will see like run out to the middle of the road to get a picture of the tornado. Go, wow, this is really cool. But today feels a little different. I can't guarantee I won't be running out to take pictures. I don't know. No matter where you live, there's something that you will deal with, whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes, snow, earthquakes. If you had, you have a car crash into your building, or like I said, a fire, you could have all kinds of things where you have to be prepared to grab and go. So I will do my best to keep everybody updated. Like I said, I don't even know what will happen with our internet. Internet was sketchy all weekend because of the snow. I'm not a storm chaser, but I do chase storms. I've had my son come whipping in here like a bat out of hell and go, Mom, you got to come out to the road and look at this. And so we'll run out to the gravel road and we'll look, to the west, and we'll see this storm front coming in. And we get these great big shelf clouds like you see in news reports of just these big, they look like huge UFOs just moving into the area, but they're clouds. They're really, really cool. So I can't guarantee that I won't go out there and do that, but I've really secured the door for the chickens so that they're out eating right now. They've been fed. When it gets really bad, they can run in and they will have their shelter. What's really weird right now is the static electricity in the air right now is just unreal. Just unreal. I have dog hair and I Swiffer, but I'm like a human Swiffer right now. I just walk and it jumps up off the ground and onto my clothing. I've not experienced static electricity in this house like I am today. It is very, very strange. And like I said, it's over 50 degrees outside. All of the ground is wet. There's frost on the cars, and yet it's hot. It's just really strange. Really, really strange. So I brought some crochet down so I can just kind of sit here. I'll work on editing a couple of videos. We had that ice storm on Friday, like I said, and I let the dogs out around midnight to go to the bathroom. And Charlotte didn't come back in. And Charlotte is our little Karen Terrier. She's like Toto from The Wizard of Oz, but she's cinnamon color. She didn't come in, and she finally come hobbling up the stairs, and something was wrong with one leg, and I thought maybe she dislocated her hip. She didn't walk on it for 2-3 days, and I got her into the doctor yesterday, and she has torn her ACL. So her football career is over. But we've got her resting. We've got her on some meds and keeping her quiet. So hopefully she can heal. But I took a little video series of that just at different times, and I'll be working on editing that today. Had a fun day at Dollar General while she was at the vets. I had to kill some time. And so I got some really good deals at Dollar General, thanks to Gail at Coupon Gales. So I'll be doing that, but I'll just be sitting down here editing, keeping an eye on the storm. Oh, the trees are really blowing. They are just blowing. So we'll see. If I see cows flying through the air, I will let you know, and I'll try to get some footage of it. So my bag is all put back together. I'll be putting that back on the foot of the bed because that's right where the access is to our basement, which I hate going down there. But I am going to add some protein bars to them today, just for a short term. And that way, just in case I have to run down there, I've got something to keep my blood sugar stable. Good morning, the color drop. Welcome, welcome. We're just talking about this strange storm that's blowing into Iowa today. And I figured if it does hit, I'm going to look like crap anyway, so I didn't jump in the shower this morning. And if it doesn't hit, I'll take a shower tomorrow. Oh, good, Lena. You got your package. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What did I buy at Dollar General? I got some fun stuff at Dollar General, Joe. I went in for the penny coupon, the penny shopping. There was nothing there for penny shopping, but everything I brought home yesterday, I saved 90%. So I was walking out of there stuff for 10 cents. It was really great. Hey there, Tom. How you doing? Chris is supposed to be in the 70s today, but high winds and large storms tonight. Yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. If you watch the Ryan Hall, y'all, and you watch what he does with those weather models, he circles and says, "This, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. This is crazy. You got to be prepared." And like I said, with the prepper sites that I belong to, they're all just pinging. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to be prepared. We're going to lose power. We're going to do this. And it's not that they're being paranoid. Like I said, there's that line between paranoia. It snowed in Dolan last night. I've got pictures of me in Dolan with snow, Tom. I love it when it snows there. It doesn't happen very often. Yeah, 90%. I got some cool stuff. I got bamboo spoons, like cooking utensil spoons. And I needed some because I love the bamboo spoons, but I was short on them. 10 cents a piece. They say things like blessed and thankful. Who cares? I can be, I had my friend my best friend that lives down in Tennessee. I was sharing with her everything I got yesterday. I was telling her about it, and she goes, "So a lot of the stuff you got was fall stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, fall stuff." She goes, "It's not fall anymore. Why do you need it?" And I said, "Well, I got this really cute sign that says blessed for 30 cents. It's a wooden carved sign that says blessed for 30 cents. I said, I can be blessed any day of the year. I don't only have to be blessed in the fall. I can display that anytime I want." And she's like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Right? I can be blessed any day of the year. It doesn't have to just be in fall. And I can stir with spoons that say grateful any day of the year. It doesn't have to just be fall. So I got some fun stuff. I got rugs. I got rugs that say, what's it say? Happy Harvest and Hello Pumpkin. I got 2 rugs sitting right there at the front door. And okay, so they're fall. They've got pumpkins on them. One of them has a blue and white buffalo check with, the old farm truck with pumpkins in the back. It's adorable. But fall has passed, but now we're talking about snow and mud season coming up. And I don't mind having a couple extra rugs at the door for when people come in. They can either wipe their boots, they can kick off their boots, and for 50 cents, 50 cents, I don't mind them doing their job through the season and then tossing them in the wash or tossing them all together, right? Doesn't matter. Warm in winter always concerns me. Yes, Tim. In February 5th, 2008, we had an E4 tornado on the ground for 122 miles here in Arkansas. It went by 3 miles from where I was, right? If you watch the models, what's happening right now at this very moment, there's this huge, huge trough of warm, wet air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico all across this central region, Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, all the way up to Canada. It's bringing all of that. And then coming in from the west, I feel like a meteorologist all of a sudden. Coming in from the west is this cold front where they've been having all of that rain and all of that snow. I think he says in the models for like in California, Nevada border, they're talking like 83 inches of snow before it starts coming this way. They've already had a lot of it. Lisa up at Yogi Hollow, it says they might get snow in South Dakota, but all that cold is coming in after all of this warm, and it's been changing. At first, we weren't too worried about tornadic activity, but now the models are changing a little bit. The dew points are changing a little bit, so we are possibly susceptible to some tornadic activity with this. But as Ryan Hall says, we're also going to be very susceptible to straight line winds. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, that's what took down that barn, that big, huge barn that we had. It was taken down by straight line winds. We didn't have any rotation in the clouds that day. We just had a gust of wind that completely flattened our barn. It was crazy. Chasing lynx. Daz, relax. Don't chase lynx. I'm here listening, says Lisa, but she has to eat. I know I haven't eaten yet today either. I've kind of been up and chasing videos and preparing and getting things going. But I'll eat here in a little bit. But so that's basically it. I didn't want to be on here too long, guys. I will give you guys an update on Charlotte. I'll give you an update on my coupon shopping, or not coupon shopping, but you actually put an app on your phone and you go around and scan things in Dollar General and see what you can find on sale. I will tell you that I don't know how well it'll come across in the video that I make, but one of the things that I went for yesterday, because Gail kind of gave us an alert, was that there was going to be like Armor All products, like disinfecting wipes and a disinfecting spray from Armor All for your cars. And they were going to be like 90% off. So I went there. I thought those will be great stocking stuffers for my boys for Christmas. I'll get them these car products. And so I got there and I went down the aisle and there was this lady there and her cart was full. She snagged them all. And I started looking and scanning things. It's like, oh, I didn't say anything to her, but I did look in her cart. I was like, oh, they're all gone. I said, all of these are coming up regular price. And she walked away. And when I got to the checkout to do my stuff, I said, yeah, I didn't get any Somebody asked me, one of the ladies, she goes, did you get any of the Armor All stuff? And I said, no. She goes, yeah, the other lady bought it all. I said, like, that's okay. She goes, but she did leave you 2 behind the counter. And I said, what? She goes, yeah. She says she saw that you wanted some, so she left you 2 of them here behind the counter. She goes, she didn't pay for them, but she left them for you if you want them. I was like, yeah, throw them in. So I got a thing of wipes, that you wipe the dash and the steering wheel and your console and everything from Armor All. I got them for 30 cents, and then I got a spray of disinfectant stuff for 36 cents. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to eat so I can keep my blood sugar stable. I don't know why. It was, I did really good yesterday with what I ate. And then I've been spiking in the morning before I have anything. My first blood sugar in the morning is high and higher than usual, higher than what I've been getting it down to. And so last night I had a full bottle of water and just this little spoon of natural peanut butter. And I woke up this morning thinking it would have helped me through the night. It was 1:59 when I woke up this morning. I don't know. I'm doing all of the right things. Lisa says 42 degrees here and going down to 17 later, expecting a dusting of snow, some wind, not bad. I wish you could hear the howling. Like it's howling out there right now. Before I log off, let me try something. Let me see. Watch out, dog. Watch out, doggy dog. I'm going to open this window real quick. Let's see if you can hear it. Oh, you don't even need to hear it. I mean, all the curtains are blowing. It actually feels good. It actually feels good. I don't know. Can you guys hear the howling out there? You probably can't hear it howling the way I hear it howling. But it's blowing. And the trees are they're just slapping back and forth out there. I'm thankful for that tree line. My curtains are going to get me. Okay, friends. I'm going to button up the house, batten down the hatches, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens today. I appreciate you keeping us in your prayers. Right now, my big concern is Papa Jim getting home safe tonight. I feel much better going through these things when I know he's here. So, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys soon. And I appreciate your prayers. But don't worry about me. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. All right. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Goodbye, Kitty B. You just got here and I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Rewatch. It's a short one today.